We are in the race to end the HIV epidemic in Alabama. It will take all of us. Join the team. Join Tread Red.
Events like Tread Red help raise awareness about HIV, hepatitis C, sexually transmitted infections, diabetes, and other chronic medical conditions that impact our rural communities. With your support, we can make a positive difference in the lives of those affected by HIV and work towards ending the HIV epidemic. So why do you tread red? Let us know by visiting our Facebook page at MAO of Alabama using the hashtag TreadRed.
I tread red to improve rural health care.
So I would tread red for quality, compassionate healthcare because I believe all people, regardless of their race, color, sex, gender, creed, deserve quality healthcare, but also from compassionate providers.
I tread red for the education. I think that we as a people will suffer if we don't know what's going on. And we have to support the education part so much. We're taking good care of folks, but we need everybody else to know that they're just people like me, like you, like anybody. And I want us to be an educated people so that we can go ahead and defeat HIV.
So I tread red for African American women who make up 60% of new HIV diagnoses each year.
I'm a military veteran and I served under Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So I tread red for all of the military veterans who came before me and left before they may have wanted to leave the service just to live a more authentic life.
My name is Thomas Stevens. I'm the Media Relations Specialist for MAO, and we're here at the beautiful Kiwanis Trail and Park in Dothan, Alabama, the peanut capital of the world, home to the National Peanut Festival, and of course, one of MAO's hub site locations. For those that may have missed some of the remarks that our Executive Director, Michael Murphy, made when our sound was going in our video, MAO offers services through 28 counties of South Alabama, reaching nearly 2,000 people. Actually, as of 2019, more than 2,000 people across that county span. That actually works out to be roughly 18,675 square miles of service area. And we have been dedicated more than 30 years, having been founded in 1987. Originally in Montgomery before we were invited to replicate our services in the Wiregrass community. Today, we sit here looking at a beautiful community that is torn and pulled from multiple pandemics. And one of them is very heavy on everyone's mind at the moment. But while we continue to persevere and unite and stand together to address COVID, we also have to remember that we're addressing that in a world that is already facing other pandemics. Many of them our services are dedicated to on a daily basis, helping people live normal, happy, healthy lives. Many of them are living with HIV in various stages. We're excited to say that we have such increasing numbers of viral load suppression in our clients, and that's a result of the resolve of our clients alongside the dedication and compassion of our staff. So when we do Tread Red each year, we try to remember that it's not just about us. It's not just about a them. There is no face. We're in this together. And MAO is dedicated to care, compassion, education, and innovation. And we have for more than 30 years. So we're thrilled to be here today in beautiful Dothan, even with the overcast. And we hope that you're able to join us from wherever you are in the comfort of your home with your masks on if you're heading out, keeping social distance. But remember, we can get through any pandemic if we remember it's about a community coming together.
I tread red for HIV and diabetes, and my name is Doug McLeod. I am the Tread Red Walk Coordinator. We'll see you soon.
Good morning, everybody. We're here today with the 2021 Tread Red Walk and Fun Run wrap up here in beautiful Dothan, Alabama, the center or heart of the Wiregrass community. We're so thankful to have you joining us virtually or in person today. Today represents the wrap up of 30 days of Tread Red, and we have a wonderful speaking lineup, not to mention we want to get walking soon. So the first thing we want to do today is to have you and me join a very special person when it comes to MAO and Tread Red, the Fun Run Walk coordinator, Mr. Doug McLeod.
Good morning.
I think for a moment, Doug, I think your screen may have frozen on you. We're trying to kind of get past our technical difficulties, but actually now I can see your head moving again, so I think we should be good.
Okay. So, Medical Advocacy and Outreach is a 501 not-for-profit healthcare and health education organization founded in 1987. In 1994, after MAO achieved recognition as a community-based AIDS service organization and received funding under the Ryan White Care Act, Part C, MAO transitioned from a volunteer education and service organization to a full-time healthcare agency. Today, MAO employs over 106 employees, serves clients across 28 South Alabama counties, and 18,675 square miles. We have 4 hub sites: Montgomery, Dothan, which we are now. This is our final walk. Atmore and Selma. MAO also provides an array of comprehensive services and care for persons living with HIV and AIDS and other chronic illnesses. These services include medical, pharmacy, and on-site food pantry, behavioral health services, social services, patient education, prevention education, free HIV testing. MAO also provides PrEP, home testing for PrEP, and also telehealth. And we also have our interpretation services for Spanish-speaking individuals through MAO's full-time Hispanic outreach worker and hearing impaired. We now offering services that are now solely focused on HIV, but MAO also has PrEP and STI clinic that is open to the community, as well as opening back our dental clinic, which is exciting because we do have our doctor of dental services here with us on site, and she'll talk to you soon. Over the years, as MAO has grown, so has the world in the way we operate. So 8 years ago, MAO decided to change Montgomery AIDS Outreach Walk to Tread Red Walk and Run. The word tread means to walk, to step, to stride, to pace, to march. And red symbolizes the red ribbon for awareness. So today marks our 8th annual Tread Red Walk and Run, where we will continue to walk, step, stride, run until there's a cure. And we would like to welcome you to our Tread Red in Dothan, our final Tread Red walk to end our walk series for this year. And we are here in Dothan, Alabama, and I'm excited. And before we get started, I'm gonna turn this over and also introduce our board chair. So what we will do until our board chair is ready, we will just do a little bit of thanking some of our sponsors. And we would like to thank our Gilead Sciences, Avita Pharmacy, Sazaz, Biscuits, Montgomery Stadium, and all of our supporters from the past and present. I would also like to extend a special thank you to the citizens of Dothan and the Wiregrass for inviting MAO into the region in 1995 and for supporting our services for your neighbors since our full menu of services began rolling out here in 1998. Of course, MAO was founded in Montgomery in 1987 by a passionate group of volunteers whose vision created the path MAO continues to follow to this very day. Our next speaker, if he has logged on, okay, we will go to our next speaker. Our next speaker will be our CEO, Michael Murphy.
Hey, Doug. Greetings from Washington, D.C.
Hey.
Hey. I'm really happy and proud to be able to still join today. We're actually in DC for our rounds of congressional visits. I've got them scheduled. And so, as you can tell, MAO is certainly active in trying to bring our causes everywhere we can, and especially on the potentials for funding streams and support that we need, particularly in rural communities. And that's our big goal and our big passion. MAO is certainly a program that has morphed a lot, as you'll hear probably in a little bit when our head of our board comes on. We have grown dramatically in these almost 35 years. And yes, next year is the 35th anniversary. So we really are looking for not only what we have done over the past 35, but where we're going. And hopefully that means for the next 35 and beyond. We are always, I think, going to be HIV care centered, but we see so many disparities out here in this in our state that we really have to go even greater to look at where we need to be to fill the gaps where people are not receiving services. The Wiregrass is an area that is dear to my heart. When we expanded during my time when I first started with this organization, there was such a need in the community. They had some great people, but they didn't have a support structure or a system. And so when MAO began to add on and we opened our another hub site there, it really was just a natural fit. So what you're going to be involved with today is helping support that. You know, as Doug had mentioned, we are covering a massive area. You know, that 18,000 square mile zone is really is going to be some of the poorest in our state. And we need to be there, and we need your help to be there. We are continuing to add on spaces. You know, officially we have 28 counties in which people are we're going to support them and provide service, but we actually see people from over 40 counties, both in Alabama and also across the state lines in Georgia and in Florida. And so the Wiregrass is that hub for even greater things. We want to grow Dothan's site where we can absolutely be out there and assist. And this is what we're going to see for you all. So let me take a moment while we wait on our board chair. I want to make note to you that in the coming year, in 2022, you're going to see MAO begin to open up services to a larger level on other healthcare outcomes. Our behavioral health program, which would be our substance use assistance as far as prevention work, and as well as our mental health services with that, that's going to grow in this coming year. We are poised to really be able to launch an even greater behavioral health department. Our social work services is continuing to grow. We're grabbing new grants and new support programs to be able to provide even greater care and social support. We also are seeing, certainly in our education programs, now that the COVID pandemic is beginning, Lord's will, to wane out, we're seeing opportunities to do even greater, more effective work in education than probably we have had for the past few years. And I think all of that was walking hand in hand to reaching out to other health care issues, diabetes care, to reach out, as we mentioned, to mental health service care, to reach out to a lot of underlying conditions that plague particularly people in rural and small town communities across our state. So I'm excited about that opportunity. I'm excited about where MAO is going to go. I'm excited about what you all are going to be able to do to continue to provide us with the care. I want you to stay active with us. Keep contact through our website and our social media platforms. Keep involved with us in every way you can. Our donor development program needs your support. There's a lot of things that grants won't cover, and we really do need donations, and we do need great support for these kind of programs that you're involved here with Tread Red. And last thing to say with Tread Red, I'm so proud that money with Tread Red really goes to specifically support consumer needs and consumer division needs. So everything you really are giving today really does go right to programs for the consumer-driven projects. So we thank you so much. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Thomas, for operating everything. Thank all the MAO staff members who are supporting today and are involved and taking time on what would normally be a day off. They're there working diligently, and we thank them, and I definitely thank all of you who are supporting us out in the community. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. See you later. Do some good work.
Okay, thanks, Dougie.
All right. Next, we will have a message from our Director of Social Services, Ms. Jennifer Thompson.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Thompson, and I'm the Social Services Officer at Medical Advocacy and Outreach. In addition to medical care, MAO offers a variety of social services to people living with or affected by HIV. Along with managing a chronic health condition, people living with HIV often experience additional stress related to housing, nutrition, employment, and relationships. These social and environmental factors greatly impact health and overall well-being. The Department of Social Services is dedicated to addressing these needs so people living with HIV can remain engaged in care and live their best, healthiest life. Events like Tread Red help raise awareness about HIV, hepatitis C, sexually transmitted infections, diabetes, and other chronic health conditions that impact our communities. With your support, we can make a difference in the lives of those living with HIV and work towards ending the HIV epidemic. This year, I tread red for the thousands of women living with HIV who have experienced depression, anxiety, or other mood disorders during pregnancy or after giving birth. MAO is fortunate to receive donations from individuals and community organizations to fund Angela's Closet, which is named to honor Dr. Angela Lowry, whom we lost last year to COVID-19. Dr. Lowry deeply loved and cared for our birthing clients and their families. So Angela's Closet is our way of extending her love and support by providing items such as diapers, car seats, meals, and doula services to our pregnant women and new moms. So why do you tread red? Let us know by visiting our Facebook page at MAO of Alabama using the hashtag TreadRed.
Thank you, Jennifer. So next we will have, and I'm excited to introduce her. The clients are excited as well that we now have our new Director of Dental Services, Dr. Lori Wilson, and she will come up next to speak and introduce herself.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm also so happy to be the new dental director of dental services at MAO. One thing I can tell you about dentistry is that it should be all inclusive. That means that everybody should have access to care. You should be able to see your dentist at least twice a year because it's so important for us to make sure that your dental health is good, right? So I'm so happy to be here. Also, let me tell you about the dental clinic. We do have our hours are Monday through Friday. On Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're open from 8 a.m. to 4:30. And then on Thursday is our late night. We open from 8 to 8. And then on Friday, we're open from 8 to 12:30. So we're open 5 days a week offering dental services. We have expanded what we're offering. You should be able to get everything done at our clinic. It's rare that we send you out as a referral. So we're doing everything from fillings to cleanings to cosmetic dentistry to extractions to root canals. Everything is done in-house because we want to provide a safe space for you to come and get your dental work done. And so me and my staff have worked diligently to make sure that when you come to the dental clinic that you're very comfortable and that we can treat you and answer all your questions that you have about your dental health. Since being at MAO, I've noticed a certain things that in regards to dentistry within my patients that is so important. You definitely need to have a checkup and x-rays every year and a cleaning every 6 months. And so it's so very important because a lot of things that happen within your body sometimes manifests in your mouth first. And so it's important for you to have that exam. And so we can go ahead and take x rays and tell you what's going on and take care of your needs. So I really want to try to reiterate to everybody the importance of oral health. When you have good oral health, it means your overall health will be good also. So I definitely encourage you to give us a call at our clinic, which is 334-239-9704, and talk to Taylor, which is my front desk, and try to make an appointment for an exam. And like I said, if everything is good, you don't have to see me twice a year, every 6 months. And but we're here for you, and I would like for you to make that attempt, so we can get you dentally healthy. Now, let me just say this. There's a lot of sometimes people think that they are ashamed of their dental situation, or they don't want people to know about what's going on in their mouth. I've seen it all. And so I want you to be comfortable when you come in to see me and not be ashamed of anything. And we will be able to we don't judge. We're able to take care of it and tell you what your best treatment option should be. So I want you to understand that. Do not be afraid of coming into the dental clinic and for us seeing what's going on with your mouth. With this pandemic that has occurred, people wear masks now. And so, a lot of times, people have that so they don't want people to see their teeth. So I just want to encourage you to seek dental care. And it's no longer healthy to walk around with bad teeth. We do know through studies and research that bad teeth can cause you to have heart disease. And so, if you have bad teeth that need to be taken care of, you can no longer ignore it because you're going to have heart problems. So, we really recommend you call us so we can make that appointment for you and give you a diagnosis and help treat you, help get you to what I consider to be healthy people. So, give us a call, and that's all.
Thank you, Dr. Lori. Next, we have Miss Betsy Sparks Brewer, who will also is part of our behavioral health department, and she's our behavioral health case manager.
Thank you, Betsy. For those who don't know me, my name is Thomas Stevens. I am the Manager of Communications and Marketing for MAO. MAO was founded in 1987 in Montgomery, Alabama by the most inspiring group of volunteer individuals. Their stories continue to pave the path for us today as we enter 2022 and MAO's 35th anniversary year. For those who are already fans of MAO or benefit from our services, we know that the agency has evolved as the community's needs have evolved and changed, and we will continue to do so. We were looking forward to having our board chair, Frank Gitchner, join us earlier. We do believe he's experiencing some virtual difficulties connecting, so we do extend his apologies, but we know that he is with us in spirit, even if we are not able to see his very handsome face for today. But we do thank you again. As Betsy mentioned, MAO services have expanded to include an ever-growing response to mental health and behavioral health. We do hope that those who are struggling with thoughts and feelings of anxiety, stress, depression, that they know they're not alone and there is help. And part of that can start with getting connected with MAO. And for those who may not be in the Wiregrass region, you can reach MAO, not only its behavioral health division, but our specialty HIV care clinics, as well as our MAO Wellness Center for PrEP treatment, STI testing, and more by calling 800-510-4704. Now, one of the things that some may not be aware of as an organization that works with so many marginalized people that we want to help inspire, and develop and improve their overall quality of life. MAO has a commitment to engagement in helping people be voices for themselves, to become active players in their communities, whether that be specifically through addressing their health and social service needs, or whether that be through helping them understand their rights as citizens to take action, regardless of what their particular choice may be. As a not-for-profit, MAO is committed to being a nonpartisan entity, but we do want to know that communities work better when they are active communities. And that includes making sure that people's feelings and thoughts about healthcare are actively shared with those who can actually improve, change, or sustain the things that are working or not working. So we have a very special message from Landon Nichols, who is MAO's manager of advocacy and civic health. So we hope that his message will inspire you and also open the door for those who may need voting rights explanations or more. So please join me and Landon for this next special message. Since he could not join us today, he decided to record it just for you.
Good morning, Tread Red. My name is Landon Nichols, and I'm the manager of advocacy and civic health here at Medical Advocacy and Outreach. I'm so glad to be with you guys this morning. I'm sorry it had to be on a pre-recorded message, but at least that means I get this beautiful weather. So I'm coming to you from Selma, Alabama, a place that means so much to voting rights and the movement for justice and equality. And not only does it mean much to all of us, but Selma's my hometown and where I live these days. And Selma's also the location of our newest brick and mortar clinic. But I'm here today to talk to you about advocacy, civic health, and what's coming up this next year. So advocacy is so important to what we do in the HIV community, but it's also just important to social justice in general. Civic health it's showing up to public meetings, it's contacting elected officials, it's working with your neighbors to address something in the community, and most importantly, it's voting in every election. And speaking of elections, coming up this next year in 2022, it's going to be a huge year for elections, and we're all going to have to show up and vote. We've got big elections here in Alabama and big elections on the federal level. We'll be choosing one of our U.S. senators. We'll be electing all of our House members. Here in the state of Alabama, it's what we call a quadrennial. So we have all of our state elected officials up, all of our constitutional officers like governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state who controls elections, attorney general. We also have all of our state, house, and senate districts. So y'all, this is going to be a huge year for elections, and it's going to be so important that we all make sure that we're registered, make sure that our information is up to date, and that we show up on election day. We've got to show up for the primary and the general election next fall. And y'all, if you have any questions about getting registered or how to get involved or engaged or how to volunteer or help register other people, please let me know. Again, my name's Landon Nichols. I'm the manager of Civic Advocacy, Civic Health and Advocacy for Medical Advocacy and Outreach. And you can contact me at lnichols@maoi.org. That's LNICHOLS@maoi.org. Thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you over this next year to shape the future of our state and nation. And get out there and tread red today. Thank y'all so much for all the help you've given us and for all that you've donated. It means so much to our agency. So thank you, and we look forward to working together this next year.
So Landon is actually doing a wonderful job at really inspiring people and helping them get connected, to understand, to navigate state information systems, and make sure that when they are ready to make decisions, they can make active decisions. And of course, we know again that when you are an active player, then you can make great things happen. HIV research, hepatitis C research, diabetes, we would not have been able to get to the point we are today in terms of managing and addressing these health conditions if we had not worked together. And we see that happening again as we embrace this period of dual pandemics. We're continuing to work to come to a end of COVID-19. And with that, we all have our masks. I have my Tread Red mask here, and you'll notice that we're also trying to keep social distance today, trying to make sure that while we remain committed to our causes, that we're also committed to our own personal health and safety and the health and safety of others. So we do, as always, encourage you to take that in mind. Again, a community that works together and communicates is a stronger community. Now, one of the things that I think we really don't talk enough about, and I wanted to take a moment to address it, is HIV and prevention efforts. And a lot of discussion about that confuses people, but we have so many options in our arsenal today to not only manage HIV. For those who are living with HIV and they are connected to care and they stay committed to their treatment, they become adherent to that treatment, and over a committed period of time, they can become undetectable. And for those who may not have been habitual social media followers or seen ads and billboards, there is a truly important statement to remember. You equals you. That's untransmittable equals undetectable equals untransmittable. And that is what it means when you are living with HIV and you stay committed to your care and you reach that undetectable level, because you cannot pass the HIV on to anybody else. And that's an incredible thing to consider. Now, beyond the wonderful advancements that we've had in terms of trying to keep HIV from being a killer, we also have come so far in HIV prevention, where condoms are always the best option when you are engaging in sexual activity to protect you from everything, from HIV to STIs. There are also options out there that help active people stay active and reduce the risk. One of those big things is PrEP. PrEP is a 1 pill a day treatment that can help keep HIV from being transmitted. And that's one of the things, too, that we all play an active role in without giving up our ability to be active. We want to stay committed to prevention. And for MAO, we also support PrEP. And just very much like our dental services that Dr. Wilson talked about, as well as the points from our behavioral health division that Betsy discussed, do think about PrEP. And PrEP is there for you. And we are seeing an increased number of options even within the PrEP arsenal of care. One of them being Truvada. The other one is Descovy. At this point, we are thrilled to just share a very special message to talk about Descovy, the newest point on the market, that's provided by one of today's sponsors, Gilead Sciences. So please join me in enjoying this little teaser so that we all know a little bit more about Descovy.
It's time to step up, prep up.
Step up, prep up.
to help keep you free from the risk of HIV.
From the makers of Truvada, there's another PrEP option, Descovy for PrEP, a once-daily prescription medicine that helps lower the chances of getting HIV through sex. It's not for everyone. Descovy for PrEP has not been studied in people assigned female at birth. Talk to your doctor to find out if it's right for you.
Step up for health and body.
Prep up for your one and only love, or many loves.
For kings, this queen, and you royals in between.
For my now.
Our now.
And my future.
Our future.
Step up, prep up. Descovy is another way to prep. Descovy does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections, so it's important to use safer sex practices and get tested regularly. You must be HIV negative to take Descovy for PrEP, so you need to get tested for HIV immediately before and at least every 3 months while taking it. If you think you were exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your doctor right away. They may check to confirm you are still HIV negative. Serious side effects can occur, including kidney problems and kidney failure. Rare life-threatening side effects include a buildup of lactic acid and liver problems. The most common side effect was diarrhea. Tell your doctor about all the medicines and supplements you take, or if you have kidney or liver problems, including hepatitis. If you have hepatitis B, do not stop taking Descovy without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about your risk of HIV, and if Descovy for PrEP is right for you.
Words are loud, but actions are louder.
Step up.
Prep up.
With Descovy for PrEP.
Get help paying for Descovy for PrEP. Learn more at stepupprepup.com.
So we want to thank Gilead Sciences for sharing that with us. You may or may not have seen that commercial airing on television, but we are thrilled to be able to have the ability to share that. Again, Descovy adds to the pre-existing Truvada, and the science continues so that PrEP becomes something that is as organic as any other type of protection and prevention effort. And we know that you are there with us. And I know many of you are eager to try PrEP. So you can reach out to MAO at 1-800-510-4704. And you can get connected with one of MAO's sites, whether that be in Montgomery, Dothan, Atmore, or Selma, and we can get you started on PrEP. So what I want to do now is I want to turn the camera back over to our Tread Red Walk and Fun Run coordinator, Mr. Doug McLeod, as he's continuing to kind of wave his hands at me saying, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. That's okay. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Okay. Thank you, Thomas. Well, before we get started, I do want to talk about what I do as my job position, and I do want to reach out to clientele, consumers. This is messages for consumers. If or someone you know who needs care services, or if you're already in care and you want to know what services that are being offered and you need support, we have the Sister to Sisters program with Betsy Sparks for behavioral health. We also have support groups with myself. We have a lot of things for consumers. If you need someone to talk to, even if you just have a staff member to congratulate that they did something really good for you, and if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't get the help. So consumer programming and consumer support division is not about just if you have an issue. We also want to talk about the accomplishments and the things that you're doing, how you can strive to be an advocate, how you can grow, even do more education, travel, and things of that nature. So we want to make sure that if you know anyone and you yourself or someone you know needs some type of assistance, needs someone to talk to, they can reach out to consumer support, and they can call me at 334-481-1602. They can call the main number and ask for Doug McLeod. I think majority of the people in the agency know who I am, so they will be able to find me. But meanwhile, when we're talking about that, I will show you what is going to be a really good, exciting thing. After this walk, we are also planning our post-walk party, which is being sponsored by Sajaz. And I'd like to thank Jeff Tharp. He is the general manager of Sajaz in Montgomery downtown. So we want you to get ready for that. But this is why, because the team that gets that bragging rights, guess what? They're going to take home this trophy here. We want to know who is going to be the bragging rights team for this trophy. And it's fantastic. And we do have some teams that are in the running to win this trophy. I'm trying to get it right in the camera. So we're going to have fun today. And also with the team with bragging rights for that, they also each member gets one of these keychains. This is new. Thanks to Thomas for getting this together. I'm going to take it out of the. I know someone's going to say they can't see it, so I'll help you out before you ask. This is the new keychain with the MAO symbol and our logo. Isn't that neat? So each member of the team will get one of those. Also, if you're not on the team, individuals who raise $500 or more, they will be eligible to win a T-shirt, some gifts, a mug, a drawstring bag, and also they will be in the running to win a 2-night stay at one of our Renaissance hotels, and it will include a spa. So keep donating, keep pushing, and keep doing things to raise money for us, but also so you can be a winner. Remember, the team is going to have these bragging rights. We do have some couple of teams that are in running to win this trophy. This is a really good trophy to walk around for bragging rights. Okay. So in a minute, we're going to do a little warm up. We're going to do a little talking. We're going to do a little alternative things because of the fact that one of the things I will say about me working here at MAO, even when there is not a lot visible support, we will have all types of support, and you have to keep moving. So we're going to move with the people that are here with us, and I do appreciate that. I do have a good friend of mine's here, but also he's a volunteer, but he's also part of the No Look campaign. He has been doing advocacy work all of the time. He is here. When he gets ready, he could have something to say if he wants to. I appreciate Dr. Lori for being down here. If you need dental services, please call. We have behavior health. And I keep mentioning those services because these were the services when I was hired that we did not have. We did not have a dentist. We did not have behavior health. We referred a lot of things out. It's exciting to have internal services. We have a food bank. We have the mom's clinic, and it's fantastic. We have prevention education. We also have education and training with ATEC, which some of those things we did not have. So we do have a lot of services. We have PrEP. We have a STI clinic. So those are the things we did not have when I first began here at MAO. So now I'm excited to have these services that are available for our clients. And some of the services are available for our staff as well. So whenever you can, call us. We do programs. We will have the walk. World AIDS Day is coming, December the 1st. But meanwhile, I want you to get ready. And if you want to email me, get ready for our post walk that is coming soon. We got to find out who the winners are first. So what I would do while I get ready for the warm up so we can do our walk, we're not going to be here long, and some things are going to change on the itinerary, but I will turn it over to Thomas, and then we will have another speaker. Maybe we will have Miss Bessie come back and tell her about her experience here at MAO, as well as one of our volunteers, and Dr. Lori may come back as well.
Thank you, Doug. As some of you may know, the weather is rather unpredictable. So we're trying to figure out exactly, how we want to process today, because it is it's a relaxed feeling. None of us are here by pressure, and we really want to make sure that, none of that changes. And sometimes the weather can be a great thing, and sometimes you sit there and just put your thumbs up in the air and pray. But as Doug said, there may be some of our activities that are adjusted and changed, but we still are here doing what we can to support HIV, Hep C, diabetes, mental health. We want to make sure that rural health care is not something that is ignored or forgotten. There are people who require specialty services in the region's small towns as much as in the urban settings, and MAO is there to make sure that does change, and for the better. What many people may not realize is that MAO also is a supporter of rural connections using telemedicine technology. MAO actually pioneered the use of telemedicine technology in the state of Alabama for direct practice care. And at this point, for MAO, almost a decade into its use, it truly allows us to be increasingly more accessible to individuals regardless of where they are. We were very fortunate to see many of these evolutionary changes happen for our agency and for our clients before the COVID-19 crisis hit. But as we went into that point, we were able to start even connecting people from their homes when they needed to do consultations using a virtual encrypted direct link from one of our facilities, from one of our doctors, one of our nurse practitioners or registered nurses, or even a member of our behavioral health or our social services team, so that those people who were in their homes could still get the care, support, and services they need. And that is something MAO continues to be committed to now and in the years to come. One of the things that we did not spend a lot of time on in the beginning really is that thank you to the people that make what we do today and every day possible. And one of the major sponsors for Tread Red is Gilead Sciences. Again, we were fortunate to share information about Descovy and Truvada a few minutes ago, and the critical importance of PrEP as HIV prevention, not just for individuals that you may see depicted in videos and commercials, but for everyone. You will find that we are still working against myths and facts, converging on so many different health crises, and HIV is no different. We do have high risk groups, but the reality is that it doesn't matter whether you are cisgender, whether you are a member of the LGBT community, the QIA community. You are still at risk for exposure to HIV, and it takes the community owning that and committing it and eliminating myths to make true positive change. So sponsors who come on board are really critical because they get it. They understand that we have to try to get the truth pushed out through the most effective methods. And in the case of Tread Red, it gives us an opportunity to further add funds to those coffers that help us address the needs, care, and services of those who may not have insurance, who economically may struggle paying rent each month. They should still not be robbed of a quality of life and vitality. And we're all here to do that. So again, we want to thank Gilead Sciences. We also want to thank Avita Pharmacy. I'm sitting here with my Avita fan, looking like, I'm a good dancer, which I'm not, but Avita also was a very generous sponsor of this year's 2021 Tread Red Walk and Fun Run, and we are so thrilled to have that support. Avita also provides a collaborative partner for MAO in terms of the delivery of medications and treatments like PrEP and vital HIV medication that is helping more and more of our clients reach the point of being undetectable. So we want to reach out with a special thank you to them, and to the board of directors of medical advocacy and outreach, both those today and those that came before, because without their leadership, their support, their donations, their encouragement, so much of what we have been able to achieve and achieve for our clients and with our clients over the last 34 years would not have been possible. And of course, we also want to extend special thank yous to our hub site cities. The city of Montgomery, our founding city, has continued to be a critical partner, both in terms of service delivery and visibility. Our home in Dothan for the Wiregrass, the city of Dothan has been an ever increasing supportive partner, and we are so thrilled that they see past a great many presumptions about specialized healthcare in order to make sure that the community has opportunities and that there are providers to address those. So we want to thank the city of Dothan. We also want to thank the city of Atmore and the city of Selma. What many may not realize is that MAO actually has 4 hub site locations: Montgomery, Dothan, Atmore, and Selma. whereas the sites in Atmore and Selma are slightly smaller than our other hub sites. That's just the beginning. As the need and the clients are there, the services will continue to thrive. So having said that, I want to take a very special moment. Doug did show you these wonderful little nifty keychains. I already have 3 right here. And in addition to winning them, you also, if you just want to outright support MAO in other ways, they can be purchased on the MAO website at maoi.org/treadred, along with your own nifty Tread Red branded face mask to keep yourself and those you love safe. You can also find these nifty water bottles. These are not the usual sippy cups. These you can actually roll up and stick in your pocket when they're empty. Otherwise, you can just fill them up. Isn't that kind of cool? But there are other items as well that support MAO and Tread Red. And remember, help spread the word, help spread the truth, and help generate support for Tread Red. And here is Doug. Mr. Man.
What we're going to do, well, if y'all can hear me now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth. Thanks, Thomas. And we'll have some of us will repeat our conversations. We'll do a little run through, and we're going to start walking. I know Bessie and I are going to walk. I think I'm going to get one of my good friends to come and speak on No Look or whatever he wants to speak on, and what he's doing outside of the community to just keep everybody going. He can even talk about, he walks a lot, he exercises, he's in good shape. So if he wants to, I'll see if I can encourage him to do that. And then I'm going to encourage Dr. Lori to come back. Maybe she can discuss some things that she wanted to let everyone know about. Would you like to? Okay, good. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Good morning, people. How is everybody doing? Again, my name is Leslie McIntyre. I am still an advocate here for the community, and we still have No Look going on. If you have not heard of our campaign, it's No Look campaign, and it's just to end stigma in the South, in the rural areas and wiregrass areas. We want to end, and it's an ongoing effort. It's an ongoing thing for our community. And we still need to reach the people and make sure everybody knows that even with your diagnosis, it's not the end. And we want to end stigma so you can be able to speak out. So I am still with Tread Red, and I'm still partnering with Tread Red because I still tread red for the people that can't tread red for themselves. And that's going to be always my mission and my motto. So if you need any help or you need anything, please contact, Doug, and as the consumer support specialist and head of that facility. That if you have any problems or issues, please know we still have all kinds of help that you can get. And I am still an advocate. So if you need anything from me, Leslie McIntyre, if you're still on staff or whatever, you can always contact Doug, and we can do whatever we can do for the consumers and our LGBT community. So we're still doing that. And again, if you need anything, or if anybody need anything, if you need any help or anything, if you don't know, I have been positive for 22 years now, or coming up on the anniversary. So, we want to spread the word and spread the way that we can be able to help someone to know that, even though you're newly diagnosed or you still, you've been around for a while and you still haven't, reached the goal to, be able to speak out for yourself, know that we are still here. And know that we are still able to, be able to get the services and the help that you need. We just need you to take that step and that leap to be able to come out and say that I need help. That's all you have to do, and we can take it from there. If you need any counseling, we still have behavioral health, and we still have mentors. We still have people that are put in place that, that can be able to help you. We want to end stigma, and we want you to become part of the No Look, because the campaign is always ongoing, and we always looking for new people and new help to be able to spread the word that HIV doesn't have a look. and it can affect anybody anywhere in the world. So we need to be able to end this stigma and be able to speak out freely about, your diagnosis, so we can be able to get people help and get things that they need. But I'm not going to be too long-winded for y'all. We're going to go tread red for a while. And if you are in the surrounding areas, or if you are watching, if you can just move a little furniture in your living room or somewhere and tread red with us. If you have a tread red T-shirt, just put it on and just walk to the up and down the hallway with us. We just need you to tread red for the cause. And we're gonna turn it on to our dentist, beautiful dentist office, and she's gonna come on and tell y'all a little bit more about what y'all doing. We hope y'all have a wonderful evening.
While Dr. Wilson is coming back up to the camera, I do want to kind of tease this in case it wasn't on her docket to mention. But I actually think are we still running a few specials in the dental clinic?
Yeah. We are doing, if you're a cash payment patient, we are doing the exam, cleaning, x-rays for $125. It's usually $256 for that. So we're running the special. We've been running it all month. Probably we running it to the end of the year. So if you wanted to just come in for, you don't have insurance, that you can pay cash $125.
I was trying not to rob your camera time, but I know that there's so many really wonderful things to share, and I think that because as no shock, we don't get the chance to say, oh, we're having something special. So I was going to make sure I got you the chance to say that. So
Yeah, good. I'm so glad. What I did want to talk about was that when you do come in for exam, we do an oral cancer check. So that means that I actually take a piece of gauze and I put it around your tongue, and we move your tongue to one side so we can see the bottom of your mouth, and I move to the other side to make sure that you don't have oral cancer. Let's talk about oral cancer. What you need to know about oral cancer: there are 30,000 new cases of oral cancer that are diagnosed every year. Oral cancer kills more than 8,000 people annually, and only half of these patients will survive. 95% of those who have oral cancer are over the age of 40. Men are twice as likely to have oral cancer than women, and tobacco use is attributed to 80 to 90% of oral cancer. Okay. What I've been seeing is that a lot of African American males may have the start of what we consider to be leukoplakia, which is the start of oral cancer. Like in the inside of their cheek, there may be some whiteness, and that is called leukoplakia, and that's the start of oral cancer. So, what is oral cancer? Cancer in the mouth and on the lips. This includes the gums, cheeks, tongue, floor of the mouth, roof of the mouth, and throat. What are the signs of oral cancer? Okay, the signs are a sore on the lip or mouth that does not heal, a lump on the lip or in the mouth or throat, a white or red patch on the gums, tongue, or lining of the mouth, unusual bleeding, pain, or numbness in the mouth, a sore throat that does not go away, or a feeling that something is caught in the throat, difficulty of pain with chewing or swallowing, a persistent cough or hoarseness, and moles that change in color or size or near the mouth. Remember, most oral cancer sores do not hurt until it has been in your mouth a long time. If the sores are found early, there's a better chance of a cure. Yearly exams help make sure that these painless sores are found. Did I go away? Okay. Um, is don't smoke or use any form of tobacco. It's true. I gotta tell you the truth. If you don't smoke, you lower your risk. Don't drink alcohol, and if you do, drink moderately. I always say drink moderately. Use lip balm with sunscreen, at least at 15 when you're in the sun, and eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, at least 5 services each day. How do I find out that I may have oral cancer? Have an oral cancer exam where a healthcare provider checks around in your mouth, feels for lumps, and looks for sores on your tongue, cheeks, floor of mouth, roof of mouth, and throat. So we do the oral cancer exam when you come for a dental exam. So that means that I look at your tongue, look on each side of your tongue to make sure I don't see any lesions or anything like that. And then if we do see a lesion, I'm able to go ahead and do the biopsy right there. That means that we'll numb you up. I go ahead and take a piece of that tissue, and I will send that away to the lab to get what we call definitive diagnosis. And if it does come back not benign, we'll make the referral to the appropriate um, physician or surgeon.
Dr. Wilson, we actually, there's a question from one of our Facebook followers.
Okay.
She's asking, how about chronic marijuana smokers? Is there an increased incidence of oral care?
Oral cancer?
Oral cancer, correct.
Yes. Well, let me just say this. I went to some training recently about marijuana and its effect on oral health. I really recommend that if you are doing marijuana, smoking marijuana, that you make sure that you have your cleanings at least every 6 months or sometimes every 4 months. Because what we have seen with marijuana is that it really puts a lot of stuff on your teeth. And when you come in, it's not what we consider to be a very normal cleaning. Sometimes it's going to be a deep cleaning to get all that stuff off. So I can say in regards to oral health, marijuana does not help. Now, whether we're seeing more incidents of oral cancer due to marijuana use, there's not a lot of data on that right now. And I think the more that we get into, marijuana being legalized in different states, I think that we will be able to collect the data to give you a definitive answer. But my thing is to tell you this because I've treated a lot of patients that do marijuana daily, and I can tell you that the tissue does change and that their cleaning is very different from marijuana use. So orally, I would say right now, I would not consider it to be a good thing for oral health. But I'm going to recommend that you see your dentist, that you do not let the debris or what we consider hard tartar from using marijuana accumulate on the soft surface. Very important. But in regards to oral cancer, I can't tell you that right now because the data is not out there. But we do know that smoking will cause an incidence of it being higher.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Thank you for giving us. I mean, there is so much that I think most people don't know about oral health and dental health, and having opportunities for someone like you that you could just casually share some of those really critical points. I think it's something that we would like to see more of, and I think hopefully that'll also inspire people to have, don't be scared of your dentist. Have conversations with them. They I think sometimes there's almost like a spillover between that kind of, oh, I don't want to tell my doctor because maybe I'm panicking or I'm overthinking something, instead of looking that's what they're there for. If there's something you don't understand or you have a question, how do you address that? How do you get people to just, you can tell me if you think there's something going on. Don't automatically just not ask because you think you're blowing it out of proportion or you're overthinking it.
Yeah. Well, I can say there's never what I consider to be a dumb question, especially when it comes to your oral health. What I have noticed that, and this is in my own practice, I've been practicing for over 21 years, is that patients tend to not understand what you're saying, and they'll wait till I get up and leave the room, and then they will ask the assistant, What did she just say? So I try to make every patient understand that you need to have a relationship with your dentist. And by that, I mean to be able to talk clearly. If you are not sure of something, let us explain it to you. And that's a good thing about MAO Dental Clinic, because we spend time with you. You know, we're not trying to get you in and out. I'm so appreciative of being in a place that I don't have to worry about the volume. I have worked many places before, and a lot of times, you know, you're seeing about 30 patients a day. MAO has allowed me to run the dental clinic as a private practice. So I am not having to see volume. So when you don't have to see volume, I see a certain amount of patients per day. I can spend time with you and I can go over some of the issues that you have or some of the misinformation that you have and explain it to you. And so what we have done is we have expanded dental services. That means that everything that you need to have done, I'm going to take care of it. You don't have to go anywhere. It's going to be right done at that clinic. Now, I will refer you if you have an oral surgery problem that I don't think I can take care of. I will send you to the oral surgeon, but I do all the oral surgery there. I was blessed in my career to have extra training to do what we call difficult exodontia. That means taking teeth out. That is my forte. And also, I do minor tooth movement. That means that, but I will refer, I can move teeth, make your teeth straighter. But if I do think that you're a hard case, we'll send you. We do have a referral to orthodontist now for braces. So we are getting more into cosmetic dentistry. But I do want to tell you, as patients that have issues with HIV, the most important thing for me is to get you dentally healthy. That means that I need to take care of all your cavities, all your other issues. You have to have a good foundation before you go to braces. That means we got to take care of that first, right? So what I have been noticing of the patients that come to the clinic, there's three things that I've seen that is very pertinent, and we're going to get on top of that, is that we see patients that have angular cheilosis. That means that in the corner of your mouth, you may have like a redness or whiteness there, and it never heals, right? So there's an ointment that we can prescribe for you to make sure that heals. The second thing that I see that's prevalent in the dental clinic is delayed healing. That means that when we take out the tooth, you don't heal. And so we make sure that in the clinic, we get you in after we take out a tooth, what we call a post-op. And we look and making sure that you heal and you get what we call primary intention, because a lot of times you won't have that healing occur because of your status. So we make sure that we give that follow-up care. And the third thing that I see that's so prevalent is gum disease, or we call periodontitis. A lot of patients come in, and it may be because due to your medication that you're on, it's going to give you gum disease, and that needs to be treated. Because if you don't treat gum disease, it will cause all your teeth to get mobile and you will lose them in the long run. So what we usually try to do is, if I see that you have a certain type of gum disease, like there's early, moderate, advanced, we don't see you every 6 months because we can't. We need to see you every 4 months. So that means you're coming in and you're getting your cleanings done, which is a deep cleaning that we numb you up on one whole side, and we do the cleaning, and you come back again, we numb you on the other side, we do that. And so that's considered to be what we call SRP, or scaling root planing. And what we're doing is we're trying to stop that disease process. So those are the three things that I see in my clinical practice that I've been at MAO, what some of the patients have issues with, and we are addressing that. Once I get that addressed, we can talk about cosmetic dentistry. We can talk about bleaching, which we're doing. I do also do veneers. We can talk about minor tooth movement. We can talk about all of that, but I need you to have a healthy foundation first. So we're
Amen.
trying to
Thank
make
you.
sure that everything that you want to have, you can get done at the dental clinic. And we're so happy to do it. And we're so happy to get you to the point that we can have you healthily, orally, that you don't have any issues with your teeth.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. I think Doug is getting our walkers and runners organized, and we also have another special lady waiting to share a few thoughts with us. But I do thank you, Dr. Wilson.
Okay, thank you.
It's a rare opportunity.
Okay.
And we'll talk to you again in a few.
Okay, all right, thanks.
So again, as I said, Doug McLeod is getting our walkers and runners ready to head out on the trail, or I should say, take another head out on the trail. You know how these things kind of work, where you actually do a little bit, and then you do a little bit. But we have a few moments to spare, and I wanted to give the mic, so to speak, over to another remarkable lady, Rhonda McCorvey. She is the community health educator who is dedicated to the Atmore and Escambia County area, where MAO opened its location in, I think, roughly the end of 2017 into 2018. So I want to kind of ask Rhonda to kind of not only introduce herself, but to, talk a little bit too about some of her experiences. I know she had an outreach program this week, and for those who may not understand what a community health educator does, I think having a practical sharing sometimes may help. So Rhonda, I'm going to turn the camera over to you.
Okay, how you doing this morning, Thomas? Thank you for having me on. Yes, yesterday here in Atmore, we went out and we helped teach the children at Pathway. So I give a shout out to Pathway. They are a supporter of MAO. I've been out there. This is my second time with the children. If people don't know what Pathway is, it is a juvenile sort of a detention. I hate to say detention, but it is for at-risk youth. And they invited me out along with the health department from Monroe County, which MAO does service Monroe County, Conecuh, and a part of the Andalusia area, which is Covington County, and Butler. But yesterday I did get to go out and teach the youth some HIV prevention measures, and they were real receptive. Answered a lot of questions that the kids did not know. It's sweet. They actually were sweet children out there, and I really enjoyed it. And they said they will be inviting me to come back again, because they do different groups in phases. And I have been to a program in Escambia County as well called Preemie Girls. They are out of all of our schools here in the Escambia County area. And we have been out there as well to talk to those girls about HIV prevention. That's basically what a community health educator does, as well as testing. One of the children asked if I could test them yesterday, but of course, being in a facility like that, you have to get that approved by the medical staff. And so the medical staff informed us that they will do any kind of testing there for the children. They don't allow outside testers. But anyway, they were real receptive of that, wanted testing and everything, but I did get to show them the various tests that we do use here in the education department. We use the OraQuick, which is a take-home test that you can buy at any pharmacy. But here at MAO, we do give those out free if you return those results back into me, and then we will go forward with the test. And we have the INSTI test, which I like the INSTI test because it simply says instant. You get your results from that test. But we do go out into the community and do education. And I would love to get more with our youth, because that is where we are seeing more HIV positive results coming a play now in our youth more. So I'm just very fortunate that I can go out to the community and discuss HIV prevention and any new information that I do receive that I can share with the community. It's just an intricate part of MAO, and I'm just so proud of being a part of the education department and working for Dr. Brescia Gordon, who's a wonderful person and leader for our department. And I looking forward to do some fundraisers hopefully soon to support MAO and what we're doing for HIV and our patients. We do have patients here at Atmore, quite a few that I get to test and educate and give out information and share other departments that we have if our patients need help in any other social areas or our behavioral health area. I also get to refer them out and also discuss PrEP with them. And I discussed PrEP with our youth on yesterday. They did not know anything about PrEP, so I was able to discuss PrEP on yesterday. And just looking forward to doing more of that. And just, I love helping our patients when they come in and getting to know them personally and be of a great help to them in the community. So that's all, Thomas. I thank you.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to kind of chime in remotely for this. For so many, I think they really don't understand the critical need for community health education. I think often we don't give enough of our energy to talking about health issues. Just in general, I mean, we live in a culture today where I think too many people are experiencing stigma from two sides. Some of it is community, some of it is self-imposed stigma that makes them not want to ask questions when they really should be asking questions so that they can make informed decisions. And I know that that's a critical role that really every member of the MAO team plays to educate the community, but for our education and training department and for the community health educators, I know that that is your everyday walk of life. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for that. There are children, there are adults, there are people of every age that I think are made better by the experience and knowledge that you bring them. So just again, thank you for that. And thank you for going in on your Saturday morning to do this. We cannot thank you enough. And again,
You're welcome.
For everyone else that may live in the Wiregrass community, you'll see a special message at the bottom of the screen. This particular year, because of COVID lockdown and issues of that, we do not often see as many people stopping in to pick up or get themselves tested. And, you know, we really need people to commit to getting tested. So working with our partners at the state, we actually have a program where if you live in the Wiregrass and surrounding communities, you can go online at bit.ly/mytestathome and complete a survey to have a free at-home rapid self-test kit mailed to you. And then you can choose to test yourself in the comfort of your own home or wherever you feel the safest. So I just wanted to drop that in. And we're going to try to shift over to Doug and the team, but I think they're having some connection problems. Our weather is being a little questionable. We have some sun, but at the same time, it is trying to sprinkle some rain on us. So let me see if I can get our Walker team in the camera. As you can see, it is trying to at least load them, but you know, technology is both our friend and can be our irritants at times. So we cooperate as best we can. I can tell you that Doug McLeod, Leslie McIntyre, and Betsy Sparks Brewer are leading the walk pack, and we know that without their inspiration, others could be missed. And I really wish you could see this right now as clearly the buffer is continuing to spool to see how much they're enjoying waving to the traffic going by and to each other and encouraging everyone to play an active walker role. We we do want to take an opportunity to really thank you for watching virtually. We want to take an opportunity to thank those who are joining us in person. And while we're still waiting for that spooling thing to happen, I just want to put out another special reminder that everything starts with knowing the status of your health. So the one thing you can do, whether it be HIV or hepatitis C or diabetes, is to make sure that you get tested, that you are not afraid to ask questions of your doctor, and just try to be there for yourself and for others. So just take a moment, if you would, and think about what it really means from our perspective to get tested.
Get tested. Half of new HIV diagnoses are in the South, but we only represent 38% of the nation's population.
It's not just a city thing. 23% of the diagnoses are right here in suburban and rural areas.
Don't think you're at risk. The truth is, everyone should be tested for HIV and Hep C.
MAO offers free, fast, comprehensive testing. You can get tested at our Dothan, Montgomery, or Atmore offices.
You can even find us testing in the community. Get tested with MAO.
Hazte la prueba. MAO ofrece pruebas de VIH y Hep C gratuitas, rápidas y confidenciales en nuestras oficinas de Montgomery, Dothan, Atmore. Hazte la prueba hoy mismo.
We still seem to be having some technical problems getting Doug connected on the walking path. So I do apologize for that to all of our viewers at home and elsewhere. Again, I'm sure the weather is probably contributing to part of it. So we do what we can, right, folks? So one of the things I guess we can also spend a little time fanning ourselves, trying to make sure that we're not forgetting to make sure we stay hydrated. I got my iPrep sip cup right here, just trying to make sure that, even if I'm in this Alabama sunlight, that I don't leave myself wanting to kind of hide in calamine lotion or something that might actually keep me from getting burnt. But I do appreciate, again, all the effort that everybody's made to bring this opportunity to you today. And there are a few things that we want to bring to your attention for those people who are in the river region. If you have not had the opportunity to get your COVID-19 vaccination, COVID-19 vaccinations are available through MAO's Copeland Care Clinic in Montgomery. You can actually call 800-510-0. So I can't even talk today. 510-4704 to find out if you can schedule an appointment or if you could just drop in. They provide COVID-19 vaccinations during business hours, Monday through Friday. Please do note that Fridays are half days because our Thursdays are long days. So do give us a call to prepare for your COVID-19 vaccination. I also want to remind everybody, which I know is very near and dear to my colleague Betsy's heart, the month of October is Substance Abuse Awareness Month. And with that, MAO participates aggressively in multiple programs, one of them being we are an active supporter of drug take-back efforts in all MAO site locations. We actually have disposal bins in our lobby that are locked and under key. Those medications are accepted from the community, and then they are routinely cataloged and handed over to local law enforcement working with the DEA to destroy them, because we can all play a role and be the answer to ending the opioid crisis and the opioid epidemic. And that is another great concern for us. And part of that starts with, let's remove the temptation. If we can get unused and expired medications off the streets, out of our homes, everyone's going to be better for it, because you never know who may have access to something like that. We also are doing a special training. It's called Perspectives in Substance Abuse Prevention on October 27th. That is a free training. And for anyone who is interested, you can register online through maoi.org/events and simply choose Perspectives in Substance Abuse to register. It is worth 2.5 contact hours for counselors, Alabama nurses, and Alabama social workers. So if you need licensure credit, keep that in mind. Also, speaking of credit, we actually, I know Doug mentioned it first and earlier, but for anyone who does not know, Alabama AIDS Education Training Center is actually administered by MAO. It is the one of 8 members of the Southeast Education Training Centers program, funded by the federal HRSA program, to help educate providers about issues impacting specialty care, particularly HIV treatment, and looking at issues related to cultural impact, social impact, societal, looking at the socioeconomic conditions, how providers can advance and improve treatment and specialty care. There are programs offered all year long by Alabama ATEC and its colleagues at SEAETC. And if you would like to explore those free trainings, you can visit seaetc.com/calendar, and you can see the wealth of what is being offered on a variety of subjects by licensed, experienced professionals in a variety of fields. So I encourage you to do that. Remember, the more we know, the more we grow. We also want to recognize that yesterday was National Latinx HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. It is something that is very dear to us, particularly in Southern communities that are so blended as they should be. Pluralistic societies always tend to be the strongest. And we do want to make sure, though, that no community feels that they're forgotten and marginalized. And we do honor not only Latinx HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, but also Hispanic Heritage Month, which was also just wrapping up. And on October 28th, we're actually, through Alabama ATEC, hosting another free training for professionals, specifically looking at the impact of HIV on Latin, Hispanic Americans in this state, in Alabama specifically, and looking at how that affects this community. So please join us. Take that into consideration. I actually think that Doug has stepped back to the camera off of the walk route, and he could tell us what the experience was like, being that our spooling was not allowing us to actually connect with him. So there he is.
Hey, Thomas. One of the things, well, the connection, I thought I was connected, but I was not. But we did do a couple of laps around, at least 3 around the parking lot, which is a good walking. I like the walk. No cars, and the walk is really good. The wind's blowing, but we were worried about the weather. But the sun is out, and it is out.
Finally, it started. It was being a little 50% there for a while.
Right. The sun is out, the wind is blowing, but once again, like I was saying, I think I didn't get a chance for people to hear. I like to thank Dr. Marguerite Barbara Owens, our assistant medical director, Dr. Cordelia Stearns, our medical director, our education team, community ed, and especially Rhonda, who is in the Atmore area, covering the Atmore area, and also some of our other outreach people in ATEC. Do shout out to all of our staff members, even in accounts payable. And our new human resource director, Miss Sandra Owen. We just like to say shout out, and to our board members. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to hear from Frank, our MAO board of directors, Frank Gitcher, but I'm sure he is going to relay the message, and he appreciates the shout out as well. I would like to remind people again about our anniversary coming up, but also about our post walk event that we're going to talk about with MAO. And that one, we're going to also talk about who's going to win this trophy. Yes. I'm going to show you this trophy. What team will win that trophy? We would like to do a shout out and thank Move Montgomery that helped us and supported us in our walk in Montgomery. And that is going to be fantastic. And even if you were not on a team, individuals who raise $500 or more are eligible to win a T-shirt, some other prizes, including a drawstring bag, the keychain, and also a 2-night stay at a hotel and spa for Renaissance. And that will be a part of our one of our gift bags. The team will get a dinner for 10 at Saja's. And Thomas is holding up the keychain. It's really nice keychains. They are for sale.
It's a bottle opener too.
And it's a bottle opener. So that's a good thing. So we want everyone, and we have masks. Check out our store. He's updating the store so you can see some of our merchandise. Our water bottles are there. There are collapsible water bottles. Our mask, our Tread Red mask, and we'll probably have some more stuff to add to help with our anniversary. So just to remind you to keep in your calendars that also we're going to prepare early for World AIDS Day. Just remember, even if you don't have a chance to get out and do anything, wear a ribbon on December the 1st and World AIDS Day in December.
And one of the things that I would like to kind of interject, and I was going to mention it earlier and I totally forgot, but being Doug and I kind of play off of each other well because we're good for these types of reminders. One of the things that we would always love to know for World AIDS Day, because we know that there are some people that have been supporting and been involved with MAO for so long, is what do you expect of World AIDS Day? And I think, Doug and I would be thrilled to either receive a call or receive an email from anybody, just letting us kind of know what are the ideas that our supporters and the community has. You can, Doug and my emails are probably the two emails that are most known to the community, but our emails are all just first initial, first name, last name at maoi.org. Or you can just send an email to info@maoi.org, and I'll make sure that both of us get it. But in that same note, as we're moving to a 35th anniversary year and what that really means to us, it's an opportunity for us to not just look forward, but to celebrate accomplishments and celebrate people and the many roles they've done. So Doug and I both play roles in the pre-planning efforts for specialty events for that season. And one of them is a remembrance of people and things, times and places. So if you happen to be one of those lucky people like myself who tries to pack out every great moment, memory, clipping, photograph in the world, if you have copies of those types related to MAO from the past 34 years, any point that you would like to share with us, please do send them to us. You can email them to info@maoi.org. If you are going to mail them to us, we just encourage you, please don't send us your originals. Please just send us a copy, or at least make a note to ask us to copy and send it back, because we may not otherwise know. I see that Miss Betsy Sparks Brewer is back, and look at that Tread Red trophy. Don't worry, folks. She hasn't won it yet. Doug still has not identified the winner because donations and support keeps coming in. But how would you like to win that, folks? And that's for a team reaching or exceeding 1,500, right?
Right.
You have to get the trophy. You have to at least raise $1,500 as a team. However, you're competing with others. So as soon as somebody goes over 1,500, then we get to the point of the team that raises the most will end up with that trophy. So just rest assured that beyond the bragging rights, and it is a beautiful trophy, that the proceeds from MAO, every cent, go to consumer support services that directly benefit the clients of MAO. Those monies help to allow us not to just realize this type of activity, but to raise the proceeds to help those people be people and live the happiest, healthiest life possible. And often at times where they may not be getting help and support elsewhere. So I just want to say thank you to that, and reminder, we may talk about the fundraising a lot, but it doesn't just help at MAO. It helps people, your neighbors, your friends, your relatives, and others you may not know.
And even if you like to, and Tread Red, when you're sending your money and your donations, if you have a particular entity that you want to, even though it's Tread Red, and you want to do Tread Red for food bank, and or Tread Red for consumer services, or Tread Red for dental, whichever one you want your funding to support, it will support a client in those entities that are receiving those services. So the money will still go to where you want it to go. You may just decide that you really just want to help the Hope Project. You want to help just the babies, and that's fine too. Or you may
And for,
just say, I would love to make the food bank grow. So
and
it's however you would like to do it.
And those are 2 points that we haven't really mentioned a lot about today. So I just
Right.
want to kind of draw a special attention to it. For anyone who may not be familiar with the HOPE program, the HOPE program is MAO's extension efforts, both clinical and social support services for expectant mothers. And through the HOPE program, not only do they find the monitoring and collaboration with their OBGYN to significantly reduce the risk of HIV transmission from the mother to their new child, but also is to make sure that as parents, they have those vital tools, necessities to help bring that child into the world and to make sure that it has the healthiest environment possible. So that could be as simple as one of our Hope mothers that couldn't afford a car seat. The HOPE program will identify a way to support that, or to provide a virtual or in-person support group if truthfully they're feeling as overwhelmed as they obviously can be, that they don't have to do anything alone. The food bank, I'm going to let Doug elaborate a little bit more on, because we really don't talk about that enough to the community. And we actually have a nutritionist on staff at MAO that I bet a lot of people don't know about. But, you know, health is not just about a pill. It's not just about a syringe. It does have to do with what's going in your body from a nutrition point of view as well. And I know I speak for Dr. Wilson in saying, make sure that what passes over those teeth is healthy. So Doug, talk about the food bank.
Exactly. I would like to say, if you don't already know, I would just mention off the top of my head the services. Make sure you see your social worker. The Department of Social Services is providing services that you need, which includes the food bank. When you see your social worker, you're not only getting information about just things that you need, but also educational things that you need, things you want to be a part of, insurance. We do have a program. I just wanted to let people know that we do have a program coming up the November the 1st and November the 8th. If you have clients who have someone that is living with HIV, or you know someone, we will be having an actual programming GoToMeeting live virtual. You can join and call me and get the information. We will have about life insurance policy from our State Farm representative, and also financial literacy, which will be November the 8th. So I can give you more information if you just call me 481-1602 and just ask me about the insurance. I did get a couple of calls. We can sign you up so you can get ready to watch either one of the two. So you have an option November 1st and November the 8th. Also with the food bank, it is fantastic to have a nutritionist, which is Mary Fran, and having food bank at the same time, because it helps you to talk with the nutritionist about what are some good things to eat. If you want to have if you're willing to eat healthy and how to handle things. If you are a diabetic, she can help you with that too as well. So it's good to have that, and you can go see Kim at the food bank. So we are always in need of assistance and help. But one of the things that I will say with consumer programs, which it's a new division for us that I am managing, is that we want more clientele involved. We want more involvement from a service standpoint to also advocacy and education standpoint. We want to see more clientele getting involved and leading the services that are being offered to them, to our consumers. So make sure that you get involved. I'm excited. We have behavioral health. If you didn't already know, we have a behavioral health department. We have someone that you can talk with. We have Miss Betsy, and I will bring her on so she can kind of add some more information to that, and even mention the Sister to Sisters program. And I'm going to join in with her on some of those things with sister to sister to help her out, and to also just connect with other clientele that she may have not reached yet so they can get involved. We also are, of course, you know about dental. We also have education. And education department not only does education for people in the community, but we can do education for our consumers, family members, friends. You call us and let us know what kind of education that you need. We can do churches. We do all of it. We do schools, college students, adults. We also have professional training for our doctors, nurses, social workers. We want everyone to get involved. Even I call on all the fraternities and sororities. We get a lot of support from them, especially Delta Sigma Theta sorority. But we want to look at all of the sororities and all of the fraternities to getting involved. If Councilman Orlando Mitchell is watching, remember, I did call you out. You told me to mention your name. We're supposed to go to lunch, but he is getting ready to get Omega Psi involved with MAO. And we will talk about that soon. We want to make sure that everyone knows the entities that we have and the services that we're providing. And we want to make sure that people do not think we didn't forget about the Wiregrass. We have a lot of people. We have a lot of support. The health department down here. We have some members of the Flowers Hospital community, and we're going to continue to reach out to some of our other friends and other businesses, restaurants, you name it. We want to get to know who you are. Come see us, come call us, and we'll be here to conversate with you to see how you can support in your way, including the faith community. So we want to make sure that the faith community is always involved. And what I'll do is I'll stop right there. So you can get to know Miss Betsy. She is new on our board, but she's not new. She's new officially, but she's not new. She's been volunteering for a while. She volunteered and helped me out for Breaking Barriers Summit several years ago. And so she's been around working while she's been in school, and now she is here working with us as one of our behavior health.
She is our first
case
ever behavioral health case manager.
Yeah.
So we've had case managers in our social services division for a long time. We've continued to evolve in our behavioral health program, it became increasingly critical that we had
Right.
that frontline point person for our clients, because it helps to lovingly or hand-holdingly take them into that system that otherwise could be intimidating to people. And Betsy she's just blowing us away. We're so thrilled by everything that she's been doing, and we know she will continue to do. So is she going to join you at your camera, Doug?
Yes, she can. And she
I'm going to
doesn't
step
mind having it in her lap. Okay, I moved out of the sunlight so you all can see us. I'm gonna also reach out to see if I can get our Dr. Owens to get on really quick and say something. If she I did get her, she did text me, so I'm gonna check back with her. But right now I'm gonna bring on Miss Betsy.
Wonderful, thank you.
Hello again, everyone, and thank you for that. I'm humbled by my introduction. One of the things that I want to elaborate on, or one of the things that I keep hearing today that I think is really important about what the vision of MAO is moving forward, is collaborative care. You're hearing all of these programs with dental, the Hope Clinic, we have STI Clinic, and of course all the medical services, nutrition, education, and then of course behavioral health is a wellness model that it is an amazing opportunity for the communities that we serve. So on that note, I think it's important when we talk about mental health and being involved in these outreach events. For me, is one of the reasons why I actually went back to school. This is a second career for me, and if you had told me that I would be going back to school during a pandemic, I probably would have told you that you had lost your mind. But I'm glad to be here. Glad to be serving a community that I feel passionately for. I think it's important to note too that when we talk about mental health and education, there are some statistics that that I think are important to point out, and those are that approximately 18.1% of American adults, about 42 million people, live with anxiety disorders such as panic disorder, obsessive compulsive, PTSD, generalized anxiety disorder, and phobias. Approximately 26% of our homeless adults staying in shelters live with serious mental illness, and an estimated 46% live with severe mental illness. This is a community that I worked a lot with during my internship, and I think it's real. My experience there really had a profound impact on my mission, my personal mission, because the rhetoric that I heard around our homeless populations are that they're no good, substance abusers, and things like that. And really, the people that I've come across really just needed help in accessing mental health services, mental health care, and what difficulty that is when you don't have a driver's license or you don't have the money to pay to get your birth certificate, and things that a lot of us who don't find ourselves in these positions wouldn't think of. So I'm grateful to be a part of that mission in our homeless community. Approximately 60% of adults and almost one half of youth ages 8 to 15 with mental illness received no mental health services in the previous year. Now, from a business perspective, what this means, if I'm purely looking at this as a business owner, serious mental illness costs America about $193.2 billion in lost earnings per year. So it seems like having employers to focus on the importance of taking care of our employees physically as well as their mental health is better for our bottom line if we just want to be pragmatic about it. So individuals living with serious mental illness face an increased risk of chronic medical conditions, and adults living with serious mental illness die on an average of 25 years earlier than other Americans, largely due to treatable medical conditions. So when we're talking about our collaborative care model with our chronic diseases such as diabetes, HIV, and other chronic illnesses, the effects of depression, anxiety that has on dealing with those particular disorders, it's real important to attack that from all different angles in an effort to treat the holistic person. And finally, I think one of the most important things we can educate people about is suicide prevention. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States, more common than homicide. The third leading cause of death in ages 15 to 24 years. That's our young people, folks. More than 90% of those who die by suicide had one or more mental disorders. So, to wrap this up, what I want to point out in just that sentence alone, those who die by suicide had one or more mental disorders. So the more we educate and empower people about learning about their mental health and relieving the stigma associated, let's end the stigma associated with discussing these things, the more people will discuss these with people that they care about and make it not such a hush-hush issue to talk about. So I'm grateful to be able to talk to you about these important things today. Grateful to be here. Community outreach is one of the missions that is real important to me. So thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing you in the Behavioral Health Department with MAO.
Thank you, Betsy. Again, it's such a thrill to not only just have you, but to have you kind of have that transition knowledge where you went from being a volunteer to really being one of our kind of our frontline people, connecting people with behavioral health services. And I want to thank you, and thank you for literally, Betsy drove up from, or I should say, down to us from, and believe it or not, right after today's walk, she finishes here. She is heading on and to Atlanta, I think.
Yes, Atlanta.
And she's part of a it's a cancer related walk.
It's 3-Day Nation. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and 3-Day Nation, the Susan G. Komen, is another one of my personal missions, where we walk 60 miles in the effort to end breast cancer. So thank you for recognizing that, Thomas. And I think it is appropriate to talk about that during October. So
thank you. Obviously, because causes like HIV and mental health are so critical to what MAO does. You will find that our team members, they always go above and beyond when it comes to other health related causes, because there really are some, like cancer and HIV, that are overwhelming in this country, and diabetes being another one, heart disease. It's going to take all of us to bring about a healthier community. And I think, MAO really encourages its staff to show that by leadership and participation as individuals in programs. And so you'll find that if you will be visiting any of the MAO site locations next week, you will find a great many of our team members proudly wearing pink for breast cancer and for cancer with pretty much everyone in general, as a let's talk about it. Let's get change made, and we can improve lives together. So I wanted to call that out, and also to say, I am so intimidated because you're going from one walk to another walk, and with blocks of drive time worked in.
I'm grateful to be able to be healthy enough to do it. And I look forward to seeing my teammates, if they're watching now, because they support me in my efforts to raise awareness in mental health. They know how important this is. So if you're out there, guys, I look forward to seeing you in Atlanta and walk those last 10 miles.
Thank you, Betsy. And I want to try to see if I can actually get this in the camera.
Excellent.
Betsy mentioned that our little convenient pocket cards earlier.
Absolutely.
It's you can write this down off the screen, or you can call us, or you can stop by a location and pick one up. The critical thing is to really remind people that they're not alone.
Absolutely.
I believe Betsy earlier, she mentioned, about suicide statistics, and, it is, I'm trying to remember the exact quote. The CDC basically had declared suicide as the most preventable major health concern. And
it's not the most, Thomas. It actually is the most preventable illness that we can address, or the most, suicide is preventable if we just open ourselves up to talking about it and recognizing when one of our loved ones is in crisis, and not to overcome our fears and know that it's okay to ask the question. It's okay.
And I would like to just, put out to everyone, because it does relate to that same topic. When we talk to our medical providers, sometimes it forces us to ask questions of ourselves, and sometimes to get news that is very difficult for us to process. That's the time to just give yourself the freedom to seek out support from someone. Whether that be the news of being diagnosed with HIV, or being diagnosed with hepatitis C or cancer. It's understandable that that's a lot to contend with.
Absolutely.
And I think, way too often, our ability to not seek support can result in even greater sense of aloneness and isolation. So I really do. I just encourage everyone, don't be afraid to ask for help. And if you feel that you're not getting the help that you need from one source, ask for it from another. It is about, again, the stronger the community works together, the healthier the community as a whole. And what works for one person may not be the perfect answer for another, but there is support and there is help, and no one's alone. So, again, thank you, Betsy.
Sure.
We're going to start wrapping up our Tread Red Walk and Fun Run Dothan Extravaganza 2021. So just stay with us a few moments. I know Doug McLeod has a few more closing remarks that he would like to make. One of the things that is very near and dear to our heart, obviously, is HIV testing. Again, we mentioned it on the screen. I verbally mentioned it earlier. If you live in the Wiregrass community, you can actually go online using bit.ly/my-test-at-home, and you can take a survey to have a rapid self-at-home test kit mailed straight to you. That will allow you to test for HIV in the comfort of your home or wherever you feel safest. And it also includes additional information to explain how the test is to be administered. It's very user-friendly. But I encourage you to think about that, particularly if you live in the Wiregrass, because there is a funding source paying to keep that free for you. So do reach out for that. Also, because MAO is so aware from its origins and its roots of what epidemics and pandemics can do to a culture, to a society. Not only is MAO committed to its HIV care, to hepatitis C advancement, to diabetes care advancement, but COVID-19 is a critical ongoing consideration for all of the communities we serve, as well as the communities where our extended loved ones live and work. So we ask everybody to join us in the commitment to wear a mask, social distance, make smart choices. If you have not had the chance to get vaccinated, talk to your provider about your eligibility. At this point, nearly everyone 12 years of age and over is eligible for COVID-19 vaccination. Medical Advocacy and Outreach actually offers vaccinations from its Copeland Care Clinic in Montgomery, located at 2900 McGehee Road. I love saying that. It always sounds so musical. 2900 McGehee Road in Montgomery. And you can make an appointment, or if you're an existing client, you can actually arrange to have that done at your next scheduled appointment coming in.
It's getting a little windy out here.
It did. I thought all of the tablecloths we haven't packed up yet are about to blow away. I think timing is working for our advantage.
Right.
But I do encourage everyone, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and the fact remains that we have to work collectively together, and we have to make smart decisions. And for those who may be seeking answers to the list of questions out there, on our website at maoi.org, you will find there is a page dedicated to COVID Q&A questions that have been assessed by our entire clinic team, and summarized by our medical director, Dr. Cordelia Stearns. So I encourage not only our clients, but everyone in general, consider visiting that Q&A page. It helps answer most of the standard questions, and it helps to eliminate myths that are out there. I also want to, for the people that may be in the Dothan area, on November 4th, MAO will actually be hosting a COVID-19 vaccination pop-up clinic from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Bread of Life Enrichment Center. That's 213 West Crawford Street in Dothan. So for those people who need to get their COVID vaccination, they can go there. Or if they need their booster dose and they're eligible for that, they can go there. And we will also have members of our community education team on site for those who also want to kind of cross several boxes off the list and get their HIV test done at the same time. So again, I just wanted to plug that out there. I'm going to get our massive cheerleader man, Doug McLeod, to come back to the camera and to do some closing remarks for our program today. So we really do appreciate this and you, and I'm going to turn it over to Doug.
Yay! Thanks, Thomas. Once again, on behalf of the Tread Red Committee and Tread Red and ML, Medical Advocacy and Outreach, and the consumer programs, thank you for supporting Tread Red this year. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for all the donations, and continue to donate until we close out. You can continue to donate. Um, and also, we want to thank everyone that participated. We want to thank Leslie McIntyre, Dr. Lori Wilson, Bessie Sparks Brewer, and also make sure we thank Thomas with all the technology, marketing, and all of his help and working overtime to make sure that all of our events for Tread Red and events as a whole, and the things that he supports me with as well, for doing that in an excellent way. People don't understand sometimes his method, but it is a reason behind it, and it works. It's a process, as you can tell when you're live streaming. Just in case you don't understand, everything has to constantly keep moving, and that is no dead space. So that's what I've learned. So we have to keep going and keep going. And once again, we'd like to thank Avita Pharmacy, Gilead, Saza's Italian Series Pizza, downtown Montgomery. We'd like to thank our regions. We hadn't seen them this year because of COVID. We'd like to thank some of our board members, and we'd like to thank our individual supporters, Move Montgomery in Montgomery, Alabama, and a lot of our consumers, our clientele as well, and a lot of our staff. Thank you, and IT for adding, making sure that our IT and our technical stuff is working. We'd like to thank all of our staff in Dothan, in the Wiregrass, and we will see you for our post walk event if you can make it, and we will put that out there when that event will be, and we will also announce our winner and who will win that fantastic trophy. And I'm gonna move around so you can see this trophy again, so you'll know what you'll be winning. What team will win this and go home with the bragging rights for this trophy? And also, don't forget individuals who will be, if you've raised $500 or more, will be also in the drawing, a chance to win a 2-night stay at one of the Renaissance Spa, and also some incentives, some bags, some gifts, the keychain with the beer, the bottle opener, and well, that's what some people will use it for. But we want to make sure that you check on our store. All of that merchandise is on our store, so you can order it. You can order the mask, the water bottles, and if you have any questions, you can always call, email 334-280-3349, or call me directly 334-481-1602. And again, we'd like to thank everybody, and we will see you soon. Take care.
Rural Alabama. It's a peaceful place to live. On a clear night, you can see every star in the sky. But if you're sick and need medical care, these country roads can feel long and lonely, especially if you're someone like James, who is living with a chronic illness.
Medical advocacy and outreach is a godsend. It's great. It allows me to go to my local clinic and still be able to see my doctors and my caregivers, and it's just a great program. You know, the most important thing when you have a chronic illness is keeping those scheduled appointments, you know, keeping up with your doctor visits, getting your medicines on time. And if you don't do that, things can go downhill real fast. So it's very important.
Medical advocacy and outreach started as a volunteer organization helping men and women living with HIV in and around Montgomery. Today, we've grown into a critical healthcare provider, bringing hope to thousands of people in Montgomery and all across Central and South Alabama. Some of our patients have insurance and can afford to pay for medical services, but many can't.
Okay, would you take a big breath in with your mouth open, please? Thank you. One more time. Good, that sounds a lot better.
MAO reaches deep into the community, bringing medical care and social services to people in need. We provide testing and treatment for a variety of diseases like hepatitis C, diabetes, and HIV, as well as mental health and addiction counseling for those who are struggling to make sense of the world around them. Many of these rural patients are facing a dark and uncertain future. But MAO is their shining star, bringing hope and light to those in their darkest hour. The sickest, the poorest, no one is forgotten, even those in the farthest corners of Alabama.
Let's take a listen to those heart and lungs.
Our nationally recognized telemedicine program brings experienced doctors to small towns across Alabama. So a patient in Conecuh County can receive expert care from a specialist in Montgomery. And people like Sheila can get the help they need.
Hepatitis C. I didn't know anything about it, much less think that I could have it. MAO was at a community health fair giving tests for hepatitis C, AIDS, so I got tested. I'm glad that I did. My test results came back positive for hepatitis C. MAO has been my hugest support, from providing education materials to helping develop a treatment plan. MAO has been right beside me.
Today, MAO has expanded to offer dental services, social services, and counseling, and prevention services for HIV and STIs. Our continuing education program keeps healthcare providers up to date on the latest treatments for a variety of diseases. And our on-site pharmacy provides life-saving medications that many of our patients couldn't otherwise afford. From Montgomery to Marion, from Andalusia to Abbeville, MAO is there. A guiding star that lights the path for those who need a way forward. And with your help, that light can shine brighter than ever before.
It's been 30 years since MAO began helping those in need across Central and South Alabama. Thanks in part to donations from people like you, more than 1,800 patients are getting the care and support they need to battle chronic diseases like hepatitis C and diabetes. Please join us in our mission to help those who need it the most. Through your donation, you can be the star that lights their way.
It's time to step up, prep up.
Step up, prep up.
To help keep you free from the risk of HIV.
From the makers of Truvada, there's another PrEP option, Descovy for PrEP. a once daily prescription medicine that helps lower the chances of getting HIV through sex. It's not for everyone. Descovy for PrEP has not been studied in people assigned female at birth. Talk to your doctor to find out if it's right for you.
Step up for health and body.
Prep up for your one and only love, or many loves. For kings, this queen, and you royals in between. For my now.
Our now.
And my future.
Our future.
Step up, prep up.
Descovy is another way to prep. Descovy does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections, so it's important to use safer sex practices and get tested regularly. You must be HIV negative to take Descovy for PrEP, so you need to get tested for HIV immediately before and at least every 3 months while taking it. If you think you were exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your doctor right away. They may check to confirm you are still HIV negative. Serious side effects can occur, including kidney problems and kidney failure. Rare life-threatening side effects include a buildup of lactic acid and liver problems. The most common side effect was diarrhea. Tell your doctor about all the medicines and supplements you take, or if you have kidney or liver problems, including hepatitis. If you have hepatitis B, do not stop taking Descovy without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about your risk of HIV, and if Descovy for PrEP is right for you.
Words are loud, but actions are louder.
Step up.
Prep up.
With Descovy for PrEP.
Get help paying for Descovy for PrEP. Learn more at stepupprepup.com.
Get tested. Half of new HIV diagnoses are in the South, but we only represent 38% of the nation's population.
It's not just a city thing. 23% of the diagnoses are right here in suburban and rural areas.
Don't think you're at risk. The truth is, everyone should be tested for HIV and Hep C.
MAO offers free, fast, confidential testing. You can get tested at our Dothan, Montgomery, or Atmore offices.
You can even find us testing in the community. Get tested with MAO.
Hazte la prueba. MAO ofrece pruebas de VIH y Hep C gratuitas, rápidas y confidenciales en nuestras oficinas de Montgomery, Dothan, Edmore. Hazte la prueba hoy mismo.